Hello, hello, House Nothing welcomes you to part 4 of my Season 4 Dragon's Crossing gameplay guide. I'm titling this one, Welcome to the Casino, because we are going to the Wondrous Thicket, also known as Zone 3.1. We're going to talk about what that means and what the old Zone 3.0 means and kind of the differences between them if this is your first time, and why we are now entering the most RNG heavy part in the game, which is why I titled it what I did. And then we're going to give it a spin on 3 heroes. One which is already level 8 and is ready to go. A couple that are level 7, almost level 8, that are almost ready to go. And talk about what's important as we get into this new zone. So this part of the game I've done 45 to 60 quests on almost all of my heroes. I did send one to head with my Mandrake roots, and he actually unlocked everything on 3.0. We'll look at that in a second. But what I really want to do at this point is kind of hold my best performers. This guy, for example, Urcio, this is actually my Wisdom Warrior. Hello. He has only done, he's done 60 and he's at 7.3, which is pretty good. I think the warrior next to him, who got second last year, is also at 60, but is just about to hit level 7. So they're doing pretty good. Getting level 7 at about 60 quests is running pretty good. But I'm going to choose some characters to kind of go ahead with. I already did this one off camera. I did this one off camera. We're going to go with Rebecca, Eamon, and Cruz. All right. So Cruz is a day ahead. Like I said, he's already 8. But let's start with Eamon here and look at him. So we're at 6 of 10. So we need 4 more XP real quick here in the forest, because we don't want to go until level 8. So after those 4 XP, we're going to head back to Eidos and level up, and then head to the Wondrous Thicket. So like I've explained before, I want to use my skills on the other side of this level up, meaning I'm okay to spend my life total now, and then head back to Eidos, get to full, as opposed to using skills to preserve my life total. Let's see, I have a Rending Blow and 3 Berserks loaded, so we've actually gotten into the point, for the warrior at least, where I want to be using non-basic skills. I think my rangers pretty exclusively, and most of my mages are still using Barb Projectile and Firebolt respectively at this point in the game, just because there's the damage over time is so good, whereas my warriors with Overhand Chop and Grapple is so bad that I want to use either Berserk on most of my warriors or Second Wind on the one Wisdom Warrior. Like if I had more Wisdom Warriors with Second Wind, that's kind of my strategy for replacing Overhand Chop, because I don't want to be doing this anymore if I can avoid it. I have one Rending Blow. That was just a points thing. It's really not much better than Overhand Chop or Grapple. But Berserk is extremely important to this hero's success going forward. Let's go ahead and look at what it does, because we'll be casting a lot of these on my warriors. I think it's the strategy I had the most success with last season. This fella actually finished 3rd. The one I talked about before finished 2nd on my warriors, and they had a pretty similar strategy in this regard. So increase hero bonus damage by 75% and then a flat +1 for 3 rounds. Let's talk about that. So I have on this guy, I have the way to get bonus damage is when you have an item. Like this is the axe that I started with. I haven't found a better one-handed weapon, unfortunately. I do have a two-handed weapon that I'm not going to use because I want to use bonus damage here. So I've got the axe plus the offhand, which has 1 bonus damage as well. So I have 2 bonus damage from items. There are some unique items that I would love to find to get bonus damage as well, but I can't really control that unless I use the stash. And then also I want my strength as high as possible on these berserkers, which is the strategy for all heroes really, but especially with these because at this tier, let's see, 30, what do we get? 30, we get 5 bonus damage. So I have 2 bonus damage from my items and 5 bonus damage from my strength. I want to get to 33 as soon as possible. But anyways, so I have 7 total bonus damage. So what does that mean? 75% of 7 is a little over 5, so it rounds down to 5. Much like all damage, like Overhand Chop damage, the bonus damage for Berserk does round, so 5.25 will round down to 5, and then it gets a +1 flat, so that's 6. So I'm going to increase my total damage by 6 for 3 rounds. That's the important part. I also take a debuff with this, which does matter, but I'm not that worried about it. Offense, I'm focused on offense for most of the game, honestly. The Warriors have some good defensive, natural things, and I'm more than willing to sacrifice a little bit of the defensive efficacy for any offense I can get. And this is kind of the best way to provide offense on your Warriors because they don't have any good direct damage skills. So I do lose hero armor mitigation chance by 30 minus my quickness divided by 5 for 2 rounds. So my quickness is 18, so that's 3 2/3. That does not round because it'll just take, so that's 3 2/3. I said, so 30 minus that, so it'll be 26 1/3 or whatever. So it'll decrease this chance by, not by a flat 26, it's not going to bring it down to 10, but 26% of this is what it's going to decrease by, aka about 8 or 9. But so yeah, that does hurt me. I don't want to go from 36 to 27 or whatever it is. I'm not going to do the math completely, but it does hurt me, but I'm okay with it. I want to do 6 extra damage for 3 rounds with this skill because I don't have anything better to do. I don't want to overhand shop, and this will scale very well late in the late game when you get tons more bonus damage. So that's enough about Berserk. Like I said, I'm going to use these skills on the other side of this level, so I just want to gain 4 XP by attacking, and hopefully I don't take a ton of damage, but I can't really control it. Alright, we got an orc. We're level 7, so this starts to get a lot easier. You see I'm parrying and clanking a bunch now and hitting him pretty regularly because my chance to hit is now probably more than his difficulty to hit, kind of those unknown bonuses as you level up. So you do notice a much easier experience when you're the predator and not the prey. Okay, this is interesting. Chance to hit, so I'm just going to attack him. Like I said, the plan still exists. Hopefully we don't take too much damage. We take a bit of damage. Okay, so as you can see with the crit, so like I said, we do have 7 bonus damage, so I did calculate that correctly. I guess we'll have 8 actually once we level this guy up because we'll see. But anyway, so I did calculate that correctly. We'll look at this again when I start berserking to see what we're getting, and we can definitely get some nice gear here. We do not. Ooh, we get an orb. Let's go. I got the quest. Perfect. All right, keep going. Doink. Got a really bad helmet. I don't know why this guy gives such a bad helmet, but it always has really low proc chance. And it does give strength though, so there are some situations where I will trade 7.5 armor chance for 1 strength if it gets me another bonus damage. So this hat is pretty bad in general, but I may end up using it at some point temporarily. But for a non-warrior, I would never want that. All right, and last one. Let's go get him out of here. Dang, I didn't want to take that. All right. Well, I was hoping that I would only have to single heal. I might have considered the daily if I hadn't took... if I wasn't kind of at the break point between a single and double heal. I haven't talked about the daily, I don't think. I think you should just ignore this tile. I think I've done it once or twice this season so far and kind of regretted it. Although I did get a nice ring on one guy, so there's a bit of a reward. He's got a loot table with rings and I'm not sure what else. I think just rings. I don't remember. Like I said, I usually don't do this. It's an ogre. He does a ton of damage and he doesn't give you that much. He does have a better chance to drop loot though, and a better chance to drop NFTs because of that. So we will level up. I'm glad, oops, hang on, I gotta reset. So sometimes this dice bugs out a little bit. Just go back. It's gonna be the same number here, so it doesn't re-roll or anything. If you back out like that, you're stuck on the 1, but for whatever reason, this didn't have it. All right, so strength, agility, quickness at this point. Eamon has... He actually knows Repost, which uses agility a little bit, but that skill is pretty weak. I won't use it much, but I will use it a little bit at the end if my gear lines up to make the stuff it affects matter. But that's a level 15 skill. We'll talk about that later. But mostly I just want the strength, the quickness, and this is where the quickness helps you on Berserk. Like I broke down the debuff is affected by your quickness. So this is why I want, in addition to running and going fast on the last round, that's why my Berserkers are all strength, quickness, agility. And then with Berserk, like, it's agility anyways, as opposed to getting HP or wisdom. I don't know what else I would choose. I would never choose charisma at this point. So agility just helps with the crits, which are good with Berserk too. And they're just good in general. So if you don't have anything better to do, basically, I recommend agility, because it's like 1/3 of a percentage towards a crit. Alright, so we have... Are we changing anything? No, we're not. We could do a berserk for an overhand shot, but that's not what we want. We're going to stick like this. Okay. So that brought us to... 33 strength. That's what we wanted, right? Yes. 33. Perfect. So we got an extra bonus damage because of that. So now we have 8 bonus damage, right? We had 7. So now we have 8 bonus damage. 6 plus 2. So 3/4 of that is going to be 6. Then 7 with the plus 1. Perfect. So now we're going to do, 15 bonus damage when we're berserking. That's great. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to use the full heal here, because your number one priority when going to the new zone is unlocking the healer. So unlike Zone 2, the tile unlocks start to really matter in Zone 3 especially. They don't matter much in Zone 4, but they matter in Zone 3 a ton, and then Zone 5 as well. So we want to be at full strength. We want to have all of our skills and full health when we first go to Zone 3, because we want to unlock the healer as soon as possible. If we get down to a point where we can't fight, so we'll probably be running against the chonkers if we fight them, because we really don't want to get down to a point where we can't fight and we haven't gotten the healer. That's like a disaster. All right. So that's part of the casino aspect to this game in terms of RNG is finding the tiles as soon as possible, first with the healer, and then eventually we'll find an adventuring guild too in Zone 3.1 and 3.0. Let me show you 3.0 real quick, because like I said, I did go ahead and use my mandrake roots instead of trying to sell them for $1 or whatever. Oops, I can't show you because we're not there. Well, this guy went to the odorous bog. I can't show you quite yet because he's off timer. And we got -1 quest from something. I think that's a smelter like visual bug, because I used it to use the shared stash. So I can't show you the odorous bog, unfortunately, but we know the order that the tiles unlock, so it's not that big of a deal. All right, and let's go. And now we are at 7. We'll be at 7 quests in the thicket. And our goal for this is to get as much XP as possible, not get teleported back, and find the healer. That would be a great thing to do in 7 quests. So since I just tipped my hand, there are some mechanical things in 3.1 that you won't encounter in 3.0, which is the odorous bog. In some ways, I would say going 3.0, the odorous bog is... in ways, it is more simple. I don't recommend it. There haven't been any nerfs to the XP formula for this, as far as we know. In fact, they said there weren't. So last season, it played out where you really want to embrace the high RNG here if you're going to try to win the season. If you're just doing one hero, maybe you want the other path because it's a little more simple and it's your first time playing, and you're not like trying to spike a huge thing, because it can be very punishing too. So when you end a fight, we'll see what we get here. Okay. So we got a level 8 Selkie, but when you end a fight here, if you are at 20% of your total health, so 24.8 in my example, if I'm less than 24.8 health at the end of this fight, I will be automatically teleported back to Eidos, which I really don't want. There are some times where you want it, when you need to level up, but right now, for example, it would be a disaster. All right, so this is a level 8 Selkie. We know a little bit about them in terms of gear. Oops, this isn't very complete. This is kind of patchwork from last season. I wasn't too diligent. But she's kind of in the middle of the pack. She goes 8 to 10, not that hard. I'm not going to use a berserk yet. I could consider it. I have 4 skills and 6 quests. I am actually going to do it because I want to front load these. I just want to make sure I find the healer. So I'm going to be a little more aggressive with my skills. So this time, as we see, I am up to 8 bonus damage. She clanked it. So next time I hit with this berserk, it delays 1 round. That's why I didn't get any berserk damage this time. But the next 3 attacks, any of them should be at 15 bonus damage. Let's see. So it shows you here, starting next round. And then I have 2 rounds of debuff. So my clank chance will go down a bit. but I'm not too worried about it. Alright, so I rolled a 3, and as expected, I got 15 bonus damage, so we just did 18, and she's almost half dead. Any sort of crits I can get are awesome. She just clanked. Armor mitigation's only 4, so 16 becomes that. And I got hit, and hopefully we can kill her. If we hit again, we will kill her if we hit again, and we do. Nice crit there. You can see this berserk, and it does count this bonus damage from berserk towards the crit, as you would expect. My total damage would have been 19, but it adds half of that and rounds up for 10 additional crit damage. So that was awesome. So this is, like I said, that's why I kind of want agility on these guys too, because I don't really have a third stat that I want, and getting crits is awesome. And also at the end of that, I had a 50% chance, which is the real reason that we're gambling here. That's the real RNG element. I had a 50-50 shot of being at 2 XP instead of 1 right now, and I didn't get it. Let's see these shoes. Oh yeah, that's a big upgrade. Very nice. We're getting agility. Oh yeah, we're getting everything. Much better armor as well. So this is a spot where there are some really nice two-handed weapons that give bonus damage that I like a lot on my berserkers, more so than I liked before with other warriors. But this pike doesn't have it. But if this was like a D10 plus 2 or whatever, I would strongly consider going for it. Just because I want to do as much damage as possible, just get these fights over with. It's kind of an offense for defense substitution that I'm pretty happy to make at this point in the game. I got another Selkie. This one's deadly, so this one's a tougher one. I'm going to do it again. We'll go a little quicker. Does a skill. Increase their mitigation chance for 3 rounds. Increase the amount. So they're going to be defensive now. I want to use my berserk to get through that. So she clanked for 7, so you can see it increased from 4, the last one was, although I don't think they're all the same. And keep going. Almost dead. Alright, and another big crit. Love to see it. Alright, let's see. We did not get a bonus XP. We did not find the healer. So we're getting a little bit tense here, because we don't want to go back, like I said. And we won't be going back at this point. We don't have enough quests. So I got a stupid unicorn. I don't want to use my last berserk, I don't think. Do I want to just straight up attack, or do I want to use my skill? I want to get to the healer. I'm going to attack. We've done a good job avoiding the really tough ones. Let's see, cast all. Reduce my bonus damage by 50% for the next 3 rounds. That's not nice. Status effect mitt. So you see at the bottom, it already had all in place. So instead of doing 10, I took 1 less. Is that right? Interesting. Introduce hero bonus damage by 50%, but that doesn't seem right. Seems like I should have done less damage. Seems like my bonus damage should have been 4, so I should have done 6 here. Okay. Bank error in our favor. Collect 200. I'll take it. Please kill it. Defense is holding up. Ow. Alright. We get a nice item. We do get the bonus XP. We went from 2 to 4. We did not find the healer, unfortunately. So this is almost certainly going to play. That's pretty good level 4, but the Gambeson is... it's not that much better in this instance. I'm giving up some dodge for some armor mitt amount and quickness agility. These are pretty comparable, I would say. Quickness. So I just said that I've been doing a good job dodging the tough encounters so far. I think I'm going to stick with the Gambeson for quickness, because at this point at 55, I could die to one of the really tough ones. There's a gremlin, and there's a... This is the really tough guy. A brownie is tough. A basilisk is kind of tough. I think the basilisk is higher level, but I think the brownie is actually tougher. So if we get one of these two, I think I'm just going to run. Maybe I'll fight the brownie if he's got a bad modifier. I want to fight the basilisk because he's got really good gear. He's got the shield that we really want. Anyways, so yeah, we're thinking about... I want the quickness because there's more of a chance that we're going to want to run at this point if we get a bad matchup. But we did get an extra XP, which is great. Okay, so this is fine. I'm going to fight this basilisk with my last berserk. I'm not going to try to persuade. Unfortunately, that part of the game is over, although I don't think this guy ever persuaded. This wasn't one of my good persuade warriors. So we go Berserk and try to get out of here. And look at this. Let's see. Reduce my mitigation chance by even more, so it's very unlikely I'm going to get a clank now between this and Berserk, and it messes with my dodge too. Don't love that. Hopefully I will go first and kill this guy right now. Nope. Nope. Ah! Damn it. This is bad. So I'm not quite at the point where I want to use my last skill, although I guess he could technically kill me. What am I doing? So I'm really hoping to find the healer here. This is my 4th fight. I'm pretty likely to have found it by now. I'm not running well because, yeah, so I guess if he hits me for like 13 or something and I miss again, I'll use the skill just to not die. He would have to basically roll the maximum 13 and crit me in order to kill me here. So I'm not going to die, I don't think. But I want to get a healer and do another fight here, so I want to save the rending blow for that potentially. Alright, we got him. That was a tough one. So we're not running very well. Hopefully we'll get a bonus or the healer. Oh, right. Duh. I forgot about that part. So we went under 24.8, like I said, at the end of the fight. That's when it checks. It only checks at the end of the fight where you win. It doesn't check if you like run away or anything like that. I wonder if this messes with my ability to get the healer. I don't know. I don't remember ever getting the healer when this happened. Okay, anyways, what are we going to do now? Yikes. So we can use the shared stash once to get up to 4 quests, then travel twice, heal first, travel twice, and then kill one guy at like 60 some with a rending blow loaded. Although I might want to switch that to a Berserk. I think Berserk is better at this point in the game. And I want to use it so I don't die, because I'm not definitely going to win at 60 some health. I wish I had one more, obviously, but we do not. Alright, so I think I'm going to do that. So that teleport wasn't the end of the world. Let's see what we want to keep here. I'll keep... I don't want to use the stash with this guy. It's too late for that. We'll keep backup helmet, backup robes. The only other ring we have. Is that better than that? No. And the rest of this doesn't matter. I guess these shoes. And a weapon, of course, a weapon. Alright, we'll keep that, kill the rest. Takes a little bit of concentration to do this. You right click, by the way, to get this cell, then you left click it, and then you can escape right there. That's how I'm doing this somewhat fast. And then once you do 10, it'll bring this up and you hit the confirm. That's how you use the smelter. It's a little bit weird. So we do one more fight. And careful with your clicking here. Like this would be a disaster if I clicked that by accident. I want to do this. And we did get an extra bonus damage, by the way, so that, or XP, by the way. We've done 4 fights and we've gotten 6 XP, so that's nice. And I don't know if you ever find the healer when you get cockatist. I guess it doesn't really matter, so hopefully I find the healer at the end of this and don't die. Leprechaun, that's fine. This would be super awkward if I had a gremlin right here. Leprechaun's pretty easy, but you see they are hitting me quite a bit now. Ooh, that's a nice hit. And there we go. We got the herbalist at the end of the day. I would have liked to find it to increase my HP before I got teleported. That would have been the difference. I'll use the herbalist kind of very liberally here. So tomorrow we're going to fight 1 or 2. We got another bonus XP. So I got 3 out of 5 bonus XP. So I got 8 XP out of those 5 fights. But we're going to fight 1 or 2 here. And then we're going to have to travel back. So that's 4 quests to get to level up and then come back. And then we'll try to work towards the Adventuring Guild. But I don't know how likely we are to find that in time. We'll probably be traveling back for both level 9 and 10 unless we get really bad luck on bonus XP, which we'll see. Anyways, that was Eamon. He did pretty well, I think. Could have been a lot worse. Let's look at Rebecca. She's level 7. Oh, I played her 5th day, so she's at 76. I used the smelter once. So she's doing okay, but not great. How about one more hero, guys? Maybe? Anyways. And so she needs 2 XP. I might consider the daily on this scenario. See how her gear is. Ooh, we got a level 4 offhand, which is nice. That's a lot of parry on that offhand compared to our Goblin Dagger, which we also found apparently. We are at 27 agility, so we want to get to 33. That's the next bump. And like I said, we are using barbed projectiles. I guess I can use Herbal Knowledge or Dexterous Hands for kind of the extra points, but like I said, it's still barbed projectile. That's the most important thing for most rangers at this point in the game. Some wisdom builds can use their heal skill about right now, but most of the other things are so kind of the way they scale, like Dexterous Hands especially. Basically, it scales off of my crit chance and parry chance, which is really significant later in the game, like in the zone 5 or so. Right now, this does very little for me. I've just loaded it because I had nothing better to do with my points. But that's a level 7 skill that really doesn't get any play till level, 15 on. But at that point, I really want to be poisoning. This is my level 15 skill. This is my late game strategy. And we're going to use a lot of barbed projectiles until Improvised Trap gets better. Herbal Knowledge is still not very good. I don't have much wisdom. I don't have that much dodge, although it has gotten better. I think I started with 26 or 27, right? Maybe 28, so it hasn't gotten that much better. All right, 2 XP, no skills. That's the plan. Persuade. We'll try it at a -3 deficit. I get a valuable experience. Awesome. Would not have minded a chance at loot from that guy because he's got some ranger loot. That's kind of what I was thinking about. Though he's got a 2-handed ranger weapon. I don't think I was using that ever over my level 4 offhand. Although my main hand does suck. I have the starter main hand still, which in combination is fine, but I would really like to find a better main hand for sure. So I could consider doing this right now. How's my ring? Elven ring's pretty good. It's not great. See, I guess there's a pretty good chance that I won't take any damage, and I'm going to switch that Dexterous Hands to a Herbal Knowledge, I think. So I think I'll try to do this. If I get an easy mob or another Persuade, ouch, I will take little damage. This guy's probably going to do some damage. A Deadly Hermit. 8 damage. Okay, so I'm not going to heal that. Ooh, nice. So perfect. I want to do the nothing or 8% heal. 8% helps me. Nothing, yeah, too bad. All right. So town. Level up. Bad roll. We do a quickness and 2 agility, sure. Bit unfortunate. This hero only started with 13 agility and 10 quickness, so they're going to stay about the same. So like I said, I'm going to do like that. I don't know. I don't mean to have pocket sand. I loaded this in season 1 instead of selling it for like 40 bucks. Rip. But yeah, I just have it because I'm not going to delete it for no reason, but I will never use this pocket sand on this ranger. Yeah, I just never will. It's bad. I will, however, use a teleport occasionally, including on my next character that I play, so we'll talk about that in a minute, these flee skills. So we're down 8 points. We're not going to heal based on that as much as I would love to find the healer as quick as possible. We're just going to go like this. We're at 29 agility. I can't add to that. This is not a time where I use the smelter and just like pray it works out, by the way. I want a little bit more control over when I get that extra quest. How is this? 11? These are kind of high mid chance. Not great gear, to be honest. Nothing to improve, but apparently I fought a bunch of elves and got their gear. For what good that does me. Interesting. Okay. That's what we got. We'll do the best we can. Back to the thicket. Back into the casino. Let's run good. It's entirely possible you get the healer the first time you quest on this, and then you're feeling great. Do I want to use a barb projectile on level 9 Selkie? I think I do. I think the only ones I don't really want to use a barb projectile before we get the healer is like the leprechaun and the unicorn. Selkie's middle of the pack, so we'll do it. She does decent damage. Just want to shorten this fight and take as little as possible so I can do more fights before we find the healer. Ooh, nice crit. Oh yeah. Let's go. Nope. 2 XP though. Nice. Unicorn, level 7. This is kind of the floor for guys we can fight. Alright, I'll just attack it. Hits me for 9 right off the bat, but that's not too bad. 12 total. Yeah, hello? Okay, that one didn't get anything extra. Love to find some loot, of course. Brutal, level 9 Leprechaun. Brutal is a pretty good modifier. Lower damage than the unicorn we just fought. I'm going to chance it and just attack to try to do a little better post-healer, but I could get a little punished for this. Nice crit. You see the crits start to come in for the ranger about this time. They start to differentiate themselves in that way. That is probably better. Alright, we got the healer. We ran good on this one. Nice. So let's see. My hat is not very good. It's just armor, 11 and 2. So do I want to give up 2.5 proc chance for 2? I think we do. For 2 amount, 1 strength, 1 hit point. This is pretty marginal. I'm only at 6, so that's starting to not mitigate maybe like half or so of most of the hits. Maybe more than half, but going up to 8 helps me. I think it's worth it overall, but it's pretty marginal. And now that I have the healer early, I do want to kind of use it pretty liberally. I don't quite want to use it now, because it's, let's see, it's exactly a full heal, isn't it? I guess I could use it now. Let's see. Yeah, 124, a third of that is 41, so that's going to bring me basically to right at full, so I might as well use it. I don't expect, yeah, I might as well use it. So I'm never getting out of here without a heal. So let's not get in a weird spot. All right, we're running good on our pulls so far. That guy does some damage. He's deadly, but we're just going to attack. And now that I have the healer, it's just a much better peace of mind. I really try not to get teleported at all once I find this healer, like I did with the other guy, because that really hurts you. I've gotten some amount of bonus XP. I haven't been tracking, at least 2 or 3, so I'm at 7. Great. We'll start thinking about our next play. All right, this is nice. Yep, we'll definitely take that. Let's see, we're up to 12 wisdom. Doesn't matter that much. Charisma is probably done. Although a couple of these can be persuaded pretty easily. I think. Let's see. We go. Let's see. Do I want to use... I've got 2 projectiles. I'll go ahead and use it. This guy's level 11. I wonder if I screwed up on that heal. Maybe I didn't think about that enough. No, we'll see. 3. Maybe I shouldn't have healed there. Maybe I wasn't thinking about that properly, because I'm kind of regretting it right now. I've gotten a bunch of bonus damage since then. I kind of was just on autopilot thinking about that, but I haven't gotten used to the double XP, and I hit, I think, 3 double XPs in a row here, which is awkward for going back to heal. I mean, going back to level up. So, I don't think we're going to... I think I know what we're going to do here. I think we're going to use the Zone 2 daily. Let's see. So we're at full. We still need 2 more tiles, I believe, in order to get the Adventurers Guild. So when you have, like, I would never just fight here until I found the Adventurers Guild. I would never fight here in hopes of getting 24.8 HP or less and then teleporting. If I was lower, I might consider it. It's awkward. I almost never try to do that. It's just too high risk. Alright, so we're going to town. We have 1. I wish we didn't take so much damage on that last fight, honestly. But we did. So I'm wondering if we even want to fight this ogre. I guess we do. 2. Alright, we got a lot of quickness now. I'm going to start splitting my quickness and strength. Actually, I'm going to let's start working on my strength a little bit. We have enough quickness right now, I think, to where we can reliably run. I want to start building that strength because in the next couple levels, I'm going to be using improvised trap a little more in zone 4 and dexterous hands. So I'll start building strength. We've got a good base of quickness so where we can run. Let's see. So I'm at 53 health. I can do this, which I want to do. We're at 20 now. And we have, I can smelter and fight the ogre. Yeah, I think we do that. We just barb projectile twice. We're at 31 agility, unfortunately. We can't get 2 more, can we? No. No, we don't have any way to get more agility. We can get 1 more agility. Hello? Can't get more than that, can I? Nope. Sadness. I wish I had 1 more agility. I would take it. Alright, anyways. What are these boots? Oh, those guys have 4% crit on them. That's nice. Doing a lot of crits. Alright, I think we'll be fine against the ogre with 55 health. If it starts going bad, I will run. It's just not worth the risk. At this point, it would be a disaster to die. Even on my last quest of the day here. Alright, so we'll get rid of that. Wait, what does this do? That's decent. Maybe. Get rid of that. And we don't need all these boots. That seems fine. Alright, let's kill the ogre. So this is one use for the dailies. And it'll come into play a lot when Zone 4 comes around. Doing the Zone 3 daily is a very legitimate strategy. But right now, basically, I don't want to smelt twice. I can't even smelt twice. So I could smelt once and use this XP and use these skills. I wish I'd used these skills a little more liberally, honestly. But I didn't. So we will go here, we will do the daily, and then tomorrow we start by going there. As opposed to just going there now and kind of just like wasting this HP and these skills. So that's why we want to do it. We get a level 8. So we're definitely getting XP as opposed to if we were to fight in the forest, we would only get XP from a level 6 or above, which is not that many. Persuade. Do we want to persuade? I don't think we do. Even though we're even here, I might regret that. I have a huge quickness advantage if it starts going tits up, but I want to get a ring. I would really like to get a ring from this ogre, and if I persuade and he hits me, like, that can really cause me a problem in terms of whether I can win this fight or not. So I don't want to risk that, and I want to get the gear. So hopefully, all right, our nice clank there, really. Yep, we're at 9 armor mitigation with some of the gear we found early. We exactly got it all, so that was nice. So, that was 2 dots. We have 1 more dot, and then we'll use our next barb projectile. Okay, we crit him. He hit us hard. He debuffed our dodge and parry and increased his damage, so yikes. I'm glad we blocked some of that. Wow, that would have really hurt. So he mitigated 9. He would have done 20 damage to us otherwise because he's getting 4 from his status effect, his Belch and Bash. Yikes. But fortunately, we hit him back. But we will think about running. If we get another hard hit like that, like I really don't want to risk my life here. Not great. We are in danger. I don't like it. I'm gonna... If he hits me and I miss him here, it's really awkward. Okay, 11. He's down to 1. That was his last dot, though. So if he crits me... So I would have to miss him. Let's see. So I'm at a big advantage to get the initiative roll. So I just need to hit him. We'll see. I'm going to go for it. If I was like at 5 damage, it's dicey. I think I would run. Let's see. He went first and skilled. Oh, thank God. We parried. Oh my goodness. He tried to do 18 points of damage to me with his skill and going first with friggin' at a 20. Okay, we're at 19 anyway. We would have lived. We would have been at 1.8 if we hadn't parried. Oh, that was terrifying. And yep, he didn't block at all. So that was a nice little excitement, and we didn't get any gear, unfortunately. But it's better than nothing. If we didn't have our smelter available, we would have just ended our day at 55 HP and 2 barbed projectiles in our pocket, which we don't want to do. We want to use that to get a chance at loot and get 1 XP there. So I was willing to take a risk, a non-zero risk that I died there. If he had, I guess he would have had to crit me and have my parry didn't go off, but it was not impossible that I died there. Such is life. Okay, this guy is a day ahead, so he's at 76 quests. The guys I played before were at 60 or 61 or so when I started. So he's at level 8 in 5 days, which is pretty medium. We are about to go... Oops. Yeah, so you can see I haven't been to the Wondrous Thicket yet, but I'm about to. So I want to get, same as the last, I want to get that healer discovered first. I'm not considering fighting the daily, though I don't really do that hardly often with this ogre. So let's go. Let's see how we do. Oh, and this guy is Cruz. Let's see. Cruz. He has a low overall stats, but has 16 wisdom, which you love to see, and 8 charisma. And this is the one of 2 mages, I think. One mage, this is the only mage that I have fireball, so I'm going to do charisma over quickness, and I'm actually going to use teleport a couple times in a few specific instances with this character, but not right now. Like, I could have loaded a teleport right now instead of my 3rd firebolt. I'm going to try to save this Ray of Frost in case we get in trouble because I want to convert it to a firebolt. But if we don't get lucky with our bonus XP, we're probably not... That's probably not going to matter. So anyways, we got 33 wisdom, which is great. And despite the fact that I've never been to Zone 3, I have a level 7 Mythic Mask of the Antler King, which is very nice. And this is, I think, the 3rd time so far in this season that I've used the shared stash. Because this is kind of just a perfect item for this guy. And I had a spot where the guy that I sped ahead into the bog got this mask from that Zone 3. So another difference that I have not yet explained about the Wondrous Thicket versus Odorous Bog is that there was kind of a bug, which is now kind of a feature, where the gear in this path is worse. I don't think they meant to do that originally, but when you get like a mythic or a legendary item on this path, you don't get any extra stats on it. I believe this mythic hit armor mitt amount because it's doing 7 armor mitt amount, which is a lot for this item. This is a very good item that you always want to find. You'll find a couple each season. I found it on that wizard and it would have helped him, but like I said, I'm kind of just speeding around with that guy and going the worst path on purpose to get gear like this and do a couple extra shared stashes based on that. I still am going to try to get $5 or $10 back of that guy's registration, but I am kind of punting on his ability to really finish highly in this season, which is fine. That's a new hero that I don't really have. He would be a fireball build. He would be another build like this where charisma instead of quickness, but I don't have another fireball and don't feel like buying one really, so I'm kind of punting with him based on that. So he's just going to speed ahead with my Mandrake Roots and get items like this. He also passed a Heater Shield, which is very impactful too. Level 7 is kind of a sweet spot, which is why I'm saving the heroes that are doing better. I didn't go over that, because when you push some level 7 gear to the shared stash, that's kind of the last time where you can really do it efficiently, because these guys, like this guy, had to go back and level up. You know, they all have to go back and level up in Eidos, and they can kind of grab gear there at level 7 when they hit level 7 and get just a ton of play out of it for those two things. Like, I'm going to get a ton of play out of these. This will probably be on this hero when they kill Abaddon, honestly. You like beat the game, I mean, because it's just such a powerful item. So these are the kind of items I want to use the shared stash with. We also found this awesome item right before we left Zone 2, but we don't have an offhand yet, so I really want to get an offhand. I believe brownies are what drop offhands. Let's see. I don't really know, because I didn't keep very good stats. I think it's brownie. I think brownie drops mage gear in this. I don't remember. Anyways, so I want to try to get an offhand for sure, and then I will gladly use this instead of my staff. This is not a very good staff, unfortunately. That's kind of the weak point for this character, but that helmet is so good that that makes up for a lot. We do a lot of damage. We have 28 charisma as opposed to 13 quickness on this. So if we fight the Chonker, the Gremlin, we're just going to have to kind of blast our way out with Firebolts. Like, it's not great, but I chose not to load a teleport. I could have here. I don't want to do it this soon. I just want to use my Firebolts. I will use or have the option for teleport once I get to Zone 4. Like the start of Zone 4 and start of Zone 5 is really when I want to use those, because that's when you can get a serious, like, big bad guy. And if that happens kind of later on when you're at half health, like, you can die because of that, basically. So I want to avoid that. It's possible that happens now with the Gremlin, but we'll see. Alright, so we're going to use our skills pretty liberally. Like I said, we're going to try to save that Ray of Frost. Alright, and this is another huge RNG point at this part in the game for sure. When you have a charisma build, like, if you get a bunch of persuades, like, I think it's only a 10% chance, but, you know, you can have days where you get 3 or 4 of them and you just feel like, oh man, we are doing it. We're a god. But when you don't, it kind of, you know, like I said, it's welcome to the casino. There's a lot of ways this can go really, really well, the start of Zone 3, and a lot of ways it can go really, really bad. So far we haven't been too punished. We'll see how we do. We're not going to use a Firebolt here. Oh, got the thing on. Hello. Oh, starting off nice. Real nice. Let's see. We just use that for dramatic effect at this point, so he's half dead. That was awesome. Okay, got him. No first tile healers out of these 3. Selkie. Do I want to use it on a Selkie? I don't think I do. Because I can't flee really with this guy, I really want to save my Firebolts to blast through the hard guys, because I can't really run from them. So I'm going to be a little bit more conservative with those. We'll see. We can get punished for sure. But we got really nice damage. Hopefully we can kill this thing and not take too much. We took quite a bit. That plays, I think. Nice. Ran good. Perfect. So yeah, a lot of times, like, you know, you'll get it in the first 1, 2, or 3 tile or fights like I just did, and that really affects how it really affects your entire run, is stuff like this. And then also another thing in this, like getting the Adventurers Guild in a timely fashion also really affects it. So I really want to see as many tile unlocks as I can, and we gained an extra XP as well. Let's see, so I want to be extra conservative with this guy in terms of using the healer, but I don't want to, like, waste, because it'll go over 116 if I use it now at a 3rd. So now we're, let's see, this guy is a little tough. We're going to save our skills. Like I said, I want to use them on the I've been really fortunate with my pulls thus far. No doubt about it. Not quite there yet. All right, now we get a persuade check. He's at 18 charisma, which is a little surprising. So we're not guaranteed, but we got it. We got a good roll. We get everything. Very impactful. Although you really want this guy on your warrior and your ranger because it gives, this is where you get the offhands for those. Ooh, but we got a really nice ring. Do I have that recorded? Kind of. I think that's a different ring. Okay, well, I get the gist. I'm not gonna... Okay, so I was using an agility ring from level 1. This is way better. 8%, 8.5% crit. This is where the rings start to really be awesome. And 3 wisdom up top. This is a huge upgrade. So, we haven't gotten too much great gear thus far, except for that item. That puts me at 36. I need to get to 40 for my next tier of bonus damage. So, we were... Okay. Do I want to heal now? I don't think so. It's close, though. Let's see. Okay, we got a brownie finally. Like I said, this guy's pretty tough. Just had a little bit of lag. I hope my computer doesn't crash or screen doesn't crash. I might be having a memory problem. But I think this brownie gives me mage gear, so I'm happy to fight him. And we're definitely using our skills. So he doesn't have that great normal damage. Some of these do have pretty nice charisma, so I'm not nearly 100% on that, although he's inspired. Anyways, is my mouse? Hang on. Okay, I just reloaded my browser. It brings me right back to where I was. Yeah, it looked like my mouse was running out of batteries, but it's wired, so it wasn't that. It looked like I was just having a memory issue, and my browser was about to crash. Hopefully we can get through this, and I don't have to do 2 parts, but yeah, we just want to kill this guy ASAP, because he's dangerous. He's got a nice, not so nice. You see we're doing 4 extra damage with our firebolt dot now, which is cool. Oops, down to 1. Alright, so he never used his kitchen sink. Look at that armor mitt, because armor mitt amount is 11, which is so nice. And that's just because of that mythic hat. It's really, really helping this guy out. I'm hoping basically by punting that other guy, I got a bonus XP and we got a tile. Awesome. Really, really good. Okay, so we do want to herbalist. We're at 9 quests now. I think I might have made a little mistake in the last run using the herbalist too early, but we'll see. So I got 1 or 2 fights. We get a persuade chance. This guy's not inspired, so I am very likely to succeed. We do. Very impactful. Ooh. Get a wand and a ring. Although this wand isn't really what I wanted. I wanted it offhand. And we got a bonus. So yep, welcome to the casino. We got it all. So this guy is running very hot. Like I said, he got pretty much everything. I've gotten 2 charisma checks. I got the early herbalist, and I've got a bunch of bonus XP. We're doing it. We are doing it. So let's see. We've used 8 quests, 1 to heal, 1 to move. So I've used 6 quests, and I've gotten 4 bonus XP, which is nice, very nice. So that's how we got to 10 XP like this. Okay, what did I just get? I got a wand. This sword is actually better. It's 1 less damage though, so I really want an offhand. And this level 7 ring is pretty good, but not as good as the ring we just got. So now we just go back. If we were really low, you would consider trying to greed the teleport. Not a fan of that strategy. Let's see, we can switch this. So I've been saving my skills. Let's see, charisma, and then 1 quickness. I'm not going to totally punt. Like, you can always panic, try to run with 15 quickness, but I'm not going to put it in agility just because I'm not focused on quickness on this guy, but I will put the 3rd one in quickness. Anyways, you get it. I got 3 charisma. Awesome. So that'll help my persuade checks. We'll go ahead and do this. I'm not yet interested in teleports, and I'm not interested in mental knit. I might have been a little interested in it briefly when I got there in terms of finding the healer, but not really. I mean, this is the advantage to going charisma is having really strong firebolts. So Mental Knit costs the same as Firebolt. I kind of only ever want this in Zone 4. And we are not there yet, but I do want this in Zone 4. I will load some of these in Zone 4 instead of Firebolts. But we're at 4 Firebolts right now. That's awesome. Let's go. Do we want to smelt? I think we do want to smelt. We have, let's see, 2 travels, 96. So if we travel 2, we fight 3 guys with our 96 hit points and our 3 Firebolts. I think we want to fight 3 guys since we have 3 Firebolts. If we only had 1 Firebolt here, I would not smelt because it'd be a lot more risky to try to fight an additional guy. But I do want to smelt here. I use the smelter a lot, you probably noticed. Let's see. That's pretty bad. I don't think I care too much about any of this gear. Alright, whatever. Smelt. We'll keep that, I guess. We have decent shoes. What shoes am I wearing? Oh, I didn't equip these. I found these early. Dang, that's a mistake. It's a punt by me. Let's see, back up. I totally punted on those shoes. I was talking about something and didn't realize I wanted to equip those for sure. Let's see, 7, so I need 3 more. Get rid of that. Oh man, I want to change my shoes. I'm gonna have to redo this. Damn it. Alright, I changed my shoes. It actually remembers what I clicked already, which is nice. I'll keep my hat. Weapon. I guess we'll get rid of that. Get rid of this. I don't know what I want. Dang. Let's get rid of this hat. Alright, oops, 11. No, we don't have to get rid of that. Alright, so we're smelting perfectly. Alright, let's go back and finish this off. We get 4 fights now with 3 skills and 96 health. Don't want to heal, obviously, not considering fighting the ogre. That was kind of a weird situation because we're not considering doing this daily at all. Even if we were down to 1 quest here, I want to get to the Adventurers Guild before we level up again. So you only get progress towards unlocking these tiles when you win a fight in the Adventuring Quest tile. So you don't get progress if you run. You do get progress if you persuade. I'm not sure if you get progress when you teleport or not. Maybe you don't. But you don't get progress for daily quest, either this one or the ogre. So I'm not even thinking about that. I want to unlock the Adventurers Guild as much as possible, which I believe is in 2 more tiles. But we'll probably get 1 tile here and be in good shape to get the Adventurers Guild for next time. Let's see. More brownie. Alright. This is what I want for an offhand, I think. Ooh, run good. Nice. Main hand. Not so nice. 2 XP though. Unicorn. Does this guy... What do these do? What do you do? Armor? I could really like that. Leprechaun does a little bit of everything. Maybe the Selkie? I think the Selkie does this die as well. I don't remember. I'm being punished for not using my data. Okay, do I want to Firebolt here? I think I do. Just want to use them kind of a little bit early so I have more information later on. Okay, I'm never gonna replace this hat within reason. Okay, definitely Firebolt this guy. This is our last one. Ooh, big crit. Nice. Came to fight that time. Nice. There's the boss. Ugh. No, I don't want this. This is the stupid Sphinx. I don't think I've talked about the Sphinx yet. The Sphinx is the worst. It really is. So you can either try to do the riddle, and you have a 50-50 shot at 1% chance to hit, which is not good. Or your HP gets set to 1, which is a disaster. However, if I was at like 20 or so hit points, or whatever, 30 hit points, like just above the teleport threshold, because I do need to be thinking about the teleport right now. I would use it, but right now I do the other one and either have nothing happen or minus 20% HP, and this is a disaster right now. That can really hurt me. So, yeah, I really don't want to get hit by that. Okay, whew. I got nothing. That's like the best case scenario is nothing happens. That's why the Sphinx is the worst. So we're at 80. We need to be careful not to win this last fight at 24.2 or less, or we'll get teleported back to Eidos, which is a pretty big problem. Yeah, it's a big problem. That's like 2 quests, basically. We'll just burn 2 quests if that happens. So I'm glad that we are... Oh, God. Oh, God. All right. Yep, we're just going to do it. Man, this thing sucks. Oh, this is a tough one, too. 54. Man, my last fight of the day. This could be something. I mean, I could consider just starting to run, but we have good gear, we have good damage, we have good defense, we have a fire. We don't have a firebolt. Damn, punished for using it on that Pegasus or unicorn. Man, this is a problem. All right, let's see what happens. Don't love it. Mischief managed. Increase their crits by a lot. Reduce my parry. Reduce my mitigation chance. Oh, that's a disaster. 16. At least we hit it. If we didn't hit him hard right there, I think I would need to run. Man, last fight of the day. I think, yeah, we still go. Okay, very nice. Very, very nice. Yes. Okay, this is going well. This is going really well. We're just randomly dodging and having him miss. That's just dumb luck. So we ran extremely well in this fight. It could have been a disaster for sure. I guess it still could. I should stop talking. Oh yeah, look at our defense go. With that skill right at first, and this is a hard guy. Oh man, a hard version. Oh, look at that. Runs so good. All right. So we got a skill book at the end. I got a shard at the end of the last one. Awesome. That's kind of the advantage to playing a bunch of legendaries and rares and Genesis heroes when you can, but it's not, the end of the world. I care a lot more about the stats than the rarity or the riftness or rift or Genesis. As you know, when I was going through what I'm looking for to shop, at no point did I even mention rarity. I don't care that much, but it definitely does help with these sort of drops. Anyways, this has gone a little long, but that was exciting. That gremlin almost punished me big time at the end. I'm glad he didn't. And I think we ran quite well in the casino for all 3 of these. The first one was pretty medium, but this one especially was very nice. We got 6 XP there at the end for 4 quests. Very nice. And yeah, we're at a good spot to find the Adventurers Guild, next one, and then level up here. So say I fight 2 guys at the start of the next day, and I get 4 XP, aka run well, and I don't have the Adventurers Guild. That's a spot where I'm going to keep fighting as opposed to going back. And then, it's 4 quests to go back and then back and forth, so I'm just never doing that. So now that I have this tile and I did a fight with this tile, I'm going to be just going to unlock the Adventurers Guild, and I hope it's not like at the end of the spectrum where you can sometimes get 6 or 7 quests to unlock a tile. Hopefully that doesn't happen to me, but that's part of the risk. So yeah, we ran pretty well, got no complaints. I'll probably hold my best heroes at level 7 for a while to see if there's any kind of weird spots where I can move gear like this again, because like super impactful stuff like this matters. And I like this guy's chances. He's never done well. But he's got Fireball already learned. He's got Mental learned and Teleport for the later zones. So there's no reason this guy can't have a really nice season. We'll try. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll be back probably with the transition from the Wondrous Thicket to the ruins in the next part. All right.